What's up, guys? I'm back again with my NXT review. This is third, fourth week, I think. I don't remember which one exactly, but yeah, back with a solo NXT review. NXT this week was May 19th, Kane's favorite day. If you're a wrestling fan, you know. This is the next morning, May 20th, as I'm recording this, and it was pretty fun episode. So, this episode was actually full of in-ring debuts. Like 3-4 in-ring debuts. It was crazy. But that's really it. I don't really have much of an intro this time because it was just a pretty fun show. So let's get started with the first match.
Some good old-fashioned tag
Alright, so this first match, let's start the show. So, if you guys haven't watched and don't know, Mason Rook and Kim Hendrix are both pretty new. Kim Hendrix is from LG, Mason Rook's from like the Tate circuit, I think. Mason Rook's been targeting Tony D'Angelo for the NXT title, and Kim Hendrix has been targeting Borne for the North American title. So, they kind of combined the two feuds here into one tag team match. It's pretty fun, honestly. So basically, what happened? I thought Mason Rook was going to pin Tony, that's not what happened. So basically, toward the end of the match, Tavion Heights been mad at Myles Borne being like, hey, we're tag team partners, let's team up more. Myles didn't want to, and Tavion was like, oh, you want to team with the champion for the champion. So they've had a little bit of tension. But basically, what happened was, Tavion came out to try to help, but accidentally costed them the match pretty much. Let me pull my notes real quick, hang on. So I can break down for you guys exactly what happened.
He wasn't tough enough contending with one opponent, now you gotta deal with two.
Here we go. Maybe toward the end, Tavion comes out and hits Kim Hendrix behind the ref, but accidentally hits him into Myles Borne. So because of that, Kim Hendrix pins Myles Borne. And then post-match, Mason Rook scares daggers in the back of Kim Hendrix's head because he wanted to get the pin. That's what you don't know. Next, we go backstage with Darkstate. They're in the back hyping up themselves because they have an NXT Tag Time match with the Vanity project. Dion Lennox asked Saquon Shugars what he meant by them needing to make some changes they lose tonight. Shugars tells them not to worry. It's all love. It's all love to do is to get what theirs back. Because ain't no one safe when Darkstate starts. Now it's the end of the segment. Let's go to the next thing. So, the next thing, if you're getting a big win last week against Kendal Gray, Kelani Jordan's coming out. Kelani Jordan comes out from mic, ready to cut a promo. Kelani asks someone to explain what a girl has to do around here, since she's the fastest rising homegrown NXT star, and she beat Kendal Gray last week. So she's better than all those women that got called up to Raw and SmackDown. She's better than Fatal Influence, than Blake Monroe, than Ruka, than any woman sitting in the back listening right now. She's also the only woman to make Lola Vice tap out, the current NXT Women's Champion. Not just pin her, not just catch her on a bad night, but made her tap. And that alone should have put her at the front of the line a long time ago. But the crazy part is she's not once got an opportunity for the NXT Women's Championship. That's crazy, by the way. She was the inaugural Women's North American Champion and never got shot at the NXT Women's Championship. That's crazy. And she says instead she sits and watches these women who are half as athletic, half as talented, getting opportunities left and right. People say she's got potential, but potential is for people who have to figure it out. She's already got it. So it's her time to get a shot at the NXT Women's title. Everyone's gotten too comfortable overlooking her, but that's the easy way out, compared to recognizing that she's the most underrated woman in the entire locker room. I gotta give Kelani credit. Since turning heel, she's got some pretty damn good promos. That was good. Then enter Izzi Dame. She asks if Kelani's seriously trying to jump at the line again, and knows the time she's giving Lola Vice. Basically, she says, Kelani may have tapped out Lola, but Izzi Dame pinned Lola Vice. So if anybody deserves a shot, it's her. Then, speaking of Lola Vice, she comes out with the NXT Women's Champion. It's the last AAA Mixed Tag Champ of Mr. Iguana. Lola Vice comes out. She tells both women to stop wasting time because, yeah, they had both the wins against her, but she's the NXT Women's Champion and has won every time it matters. Kelani talks a lot about wanting the title, but she can't handle her fists. And Izzi Dame, last week you hit her in the back of the head and thought she'd get away with it. So they're both cheap. Lola Vice says she's a fighting champion, so she'll give Izzi Dame her 15 seconds of fame next week. So basically, Lola Vice said next week on NXT, she's going to defend the NXT Women's Championship against Izzi Dame. Kelani Jordan complains about Izzi getting a shot first, and Lola tells her not to worry because after she's done with Izzi, and then before she gets to the finish, Kendal Gray comes out. He tells Lola her eyes are still on the title, but Kelani makes a dolphin noise at her. That was weird. And said she knows what's happening. She's getting put to end the line again. She pinned Kendal, so Kendal should be at the back of the line. Kendal says Kelani isn't going to get a chance because she has some bigger issues. Then out of nowhere, Wren Sinclair blindsides Kelani Jordan from behind a crutch. And the babyfaces stand tall pretty much. Kelani and Izzi Dane get kicked out of the ring by Kendal, Wrench, and Lola. Then we go backstage. Shawn Legacy's in the back with Dorian Von Dux chatting about how Tate Wilder cost Shawn Legacy a trios last week, but he's been biting more off than he could chew. Then Noam Dar and this new guy with Romeo Marino walk past talking about Romeo's upcoming in-ring debut tonight, and he asks Noam Dar to be ringside for it, and Noam agrees. That's really it. Then back from commercial, the locker room is watching Natty talk about wanting somebody stand up to her and putting down Jada Parker. Jada Parker rolls up and Layla Diggs from Evolve talks trash about how Jada lost like twice and the whole world's against her. Jada Parker says she'll give her an opportunity next week to get her ass dragged up and down the ring. So basically, Jada Parker challenges Layla Diggs to a match next week on NXT. And she accepts. And that's pretty much it. Next match. So I don't have Tristan Angels downloaded yet. I apologize. Or Romeo Marino, so I can't really have this match spectated because I don't have either of them downloaded yet, so I'm sorry about that. But, yeah. Tristan Angels' in-ring debut versus Romeo Marino's also in-ring debut with Noam Dar ringside. Pretty banger match. This Tristan Angels guy, I'm high on him. He's very good. Very good in the ring, very good in the mic. I like him a lot, and had a feeling he was going to win this, and he did. He's been the more pushed star of the two, so I had a feeling he was going to win. Tristan Angels wins the match. Post-match, he says, because last week he was having a little beef with Shiloh Hill. Post-match, Tristan Angels says on the mic, he hopes that Shiloh Hill's enjoying watching the show where he belongs, in the crowd with all the people. And Shiloh comes out and says he hopes he's proved he can in fact outclass Tristan Angels, unlike what he said last week by wearing his fancy hat and gloves and whatnot. And he's starting a campaign to be recognized officially as Mr. NXT. He asks the crowd if they'd rather he be Mr. NXT or this guy wearing tux and tails. The crowd votes for excellent weirdo Shiloh Hill, and Angel says that the crowd can't appreciate true beauty, and Hill will regret ruining what was supposed to be his perfect debut. Then in the back, Lola Vice walks up to talk shop with Tatum Paxley, talks about how she doesn't know how Tatum dealt with Izzi, and Tatum says she can't wait to see Lola hand her ass. Then Tony D'Angelo and Myles Borne roll up, shine about their tag team match. I love these kind of like mini short segments where like all the singles champions are in the same room together. We had the NXT champion Tony D'Angelo, North American champion Myles Borne, Women's champion Lola Vice, North American Women's champion Tatum Paxley, all in the same room, all four of them. That was cool to see. It's almost like, hey, here's the four originals. They have all these new call-up people. Here's our four originals standing together. I love it. It's nice. Then, as they all walk away, Tony D'Angelo's alone, and then out of nowhere, Naruku rolls up to tell him that evil will strike when you least expect it. I see what he did there. Back from commercial, Sean Spears tells Nico Vanity he got on a match next week, a tag team match. Nico immediately says that's the same night Izzi Dame has her match against Lola for the title. Izzi complains about Lola, and then complains about Sean Spears booking that tag match, but Sean manages to spin it as a chance for them to jumpstart themselves right back into the spotlight of two big wins. Then we go to our next match. I'm sorry, guys. I hate doing this. I hate that I can't spectate a match 2 in a row. But Lizzie Reign's not in the community creations yet. I tried looking. So, anyway, Tatum Paxley defends the Women's North American title against Lizzie Reign in what was a banger match. I'm high on Lizzie Reign. She's very, very talented, very good. And for those keeping track, actually, Tatum Paxley, her reign as of today, the next day, 74 days as champion, and that was her 5th defense in this reign. one of them being like a WrestleMania weekend show, but yeah, this was her 5th defense. Pretty good defense. Pretty fun match. Lizzie Rain looked really good, but Tatum Paxley has retained, and she is still the Women's North American Champion. But what a banger match it was. Good stuff. Post-match, though, after Tatum retains, post-match, Zarya attacks them both out of nowhere. Because Zarya still wants the title. I have a feeling she's winning the belt. I think that our next North American champion is going to be Zarya. Earlier prediction, I think Zarya's winning the belt from Tatum at some point. But, that was fun. Then, the next thing we get... What is it next? Backstage. We go backstage to Kendal Gray and Wren Sinclair again. After we saw them earlier, they're now having a backstage thing together. And, they get a match next week. Wren Sinclair wants another match against Kelani. She's getting it next week. And, yeah, that was pretty much it. Next match, hopefully these people are in the community crazy. Let's go find out.
You can see by the look on his face that he came here tonight to send a message.
Hopefully people were in the community crazy. Back to mention during the Movie and Paxley match, there was Mr. Ring fans. I love that. But anyway. Keanu Carver, they're definitely building this guy up for something big. I think he's going to be a people's champion, for sure. He's really good. He's real promo, good in the ring. I'm a fan of him. I hope he does win a title. Fun fact, actually. After this match, he became 5-1 and wins and losses on NXT. So that's how you know they're building him up. And his only loss wasn't even a pin. He hasn't even gotten pinned or submitted yet. He hasn't lost a singles match yet. His only loss was that ladder match they had back when Joe Henry won the NXT title in that ladder match. He lost that ladder match. That was the only loss he's had so far. Then he says 5 wins. Crazy. Insane. So, after the season, Tate versus Keanu Carver was this match. Really fun. Good match. And Keanu Carver won the match and he became 5-1. All stuff. Then backstage, Jackson Drake is beating the rest of Vanity the tag team champions, Swipe Right, by Baylor versus Myles, who didn't know pep talk. Swipe Right are worried about Darkstate turning into a handicap match, but then Mika Lockwood comes in and says not to worry, he'll take care of them. So, yeah, they're all stoked. Then back in commercial, OTM are in the back with Charlotte Hill. They're really cool. I hope they're going to win. I hope they're going to win the tag titles and Vanity Project. I got a feeling. Charlotte will get the F and sign a petition to get him declared Mr. NXT. They say he had the guts to F, then they might as well sign. And wishes them luck in their match against the Culling. Then Charlotte Hill goes to the next room and Charlotte runs into the Birthright faction. And Ariana Grace says she's missing NXT. She's not going to share a throne with someone who will no fashion sense. They bicker. Charlie Dempsey comes in and says he'll show Charlotte Hill what a real wrestler is. Because Charlie Dempsey wants to fight Charlotte Hill next week in a match. So that happened. Now we go to our next segment. Next thing. So, after earlier when Mason Rook got mad at Cam Hendrix for taking the pin, well, they have a promo segment now. First, Cam Hendrix comes out. He's being interviewed in the ring, actually. He puts himself over by saying he beat not just one, but 2 champions in his first NXT match tonight. And everybody could see why they call him Showtime. He could go after the North American Championship, but he's here to win the biggest prize. And the NXT Championship is looking ready for lights, cam, action. I like that. That was funny. But also cringe. Then enter Mason Rook. Cam Hendrix is ready to glad hand him, but Mason Rook ain't having it and says, Cam is out here acting like their win tonight was all him. But these people have eyes, and they saw he took the win away from Mason. Without him, Cam wouldn't be out here calling a shot at all, let alone out a champion. But he's going to give him a favor and give him a chance to give credit to the man who's big, who's bad, who body slams your dad. Cam Hendrix says nobody's going to remember Mason was in the match, just that he won, and Mason Rook better get lost. He rolls Mason's belly and Mason attacks, taking him out and putting him down with a Blu-ray. Cool move. Man, so Mason Rook just may turn babyface, which I don't mind. He's really cool. But yeah. In back commercial, we get a little hype reel for last week's NXT house shows. They had like some live events last weekend with Baylor, Grace, and Waller, a bunch of people. Pretty good stuff. And now we go to our main event. I'm sorry, guys. I once again don't have Darkstate downloaded. I feel really bad. There wasn't much spectating in this episode because a lot of the stars making in-ring debuts tonight. I don't have download yet. They're not in the community creations yet. Hopefully next week I'll have them and it'll be a lot better next week. So, yeah. But here's the main event. The Vanity Project, swipe right. Brad Baylor and Ricky Smokes with Jackson Drake at ringside and Miko Locklear at ringside. They defend their NXT Tag Team titles against Darkstate, the members to be exact. Dion, Lennox, and Saquon Shugars with Osiris, Griffin, and Cutler Games at ringside. Dion and Saquon have actually been having some tension. So this was kind of like our last chance to team and not implode. But didn't go as planned. We'll get to that. So, pretty fun match. Quite the banger. And, also, fun fact. Just like I did with him Paxley before, let me make a fun fact about Vanity Project as well. Their NXT Tag Team title reign, as of today, the next day again, 85 days. And this was their second defense. So, yeah. Should defend, I think you should defend it slightly more, but it is what it is. So fun match. Very good. Toward the end of the match, the way this match ended, actually, toward the end, let me pull my notes real quick. My bad. Here we go. Toward the end of the match, basically, Saquon and Dion get into some back and forth again, and the Vanity Project retain. Ricky Smokes pins Saquon Shugars. So then, basically post-match, Darkstate is just in the ring, just sad, and it seems like everything's okay. But then I don't know. So here's the twist. Everyone thought Dion Lennox has been doing like single stuff, trying to get away from the group. So everyone thought Dion Lennox was going to get betrayed. It was not him that got betrayed. They actually plot twisted us. Saquon Shugars is the one that got kicked out. Post-match, out of nowhere, Osiris, Griffin, and Cutler James jump Saquon Shugars, and they beat him up, while Dion Lennox pretends to look shocked, like he didn't know. So they leave Shugars down, walk towards Dion Lennox, so they're about to beat him up too. But then Dion in on it, he reveals it's a ruse, and he starts beating down Saquon Shugars. So basically, Dion, Osiris, and Cutler are all still Darkstate, and they basically kick Saquon out of the group and beat him up and betray him, and I guess turn him babyface. And yeah, cool stuff. Honestly, Saquon does seem like a likable dude. I think he would actually make a pretty good babyface. That's just me, though. So I actually like this twist, and Darkstate just got more interesting, honestly. This was fun. And with that, that was the end of the show. Before we go, though, I want to look to see if there's any news. I try to get at least one news thing at the end of each episode. I didn't see much news going in, but let's go look around and see if there's anything. I hear something. According to PW Insider, WWE is increasing house shows this summer / live events as a way to experiment with new things in front of live audiences while getting younger talent more reps in front of paying fans. That's good. What else we got? Also, despite his appearances on Raw last night, night before, WWE still has this is bad. This is bad if he's over. The WWE still has no creative plans for LA Knight. Per Fightful Select Group, LA Knight was not injured. It is not a contract dispute, and he does not have heat backstage. He's just lost in the shuffle after Gunther was moved to SmackDown to feud with Cody Rhodes or to stay on Raw for a tease program of LA Knight. So basically what happened was LA Knight and Gunther was teased a few weeks ago on Raw's potential feud. But then plans changed. Gunther moved to SmackDown and challenged Cody Rhodes for the WWE title, and now LA Knight's left on nothing. Which is crazy, considering he's like he's one of the most over people on the show. You gotta have plans for this guy. He's so popular. And LA Knight fans, I feel bad for you. I'm one of you guys. How has this man not been a world champion yet? He's so popular. I don't understand. I don't get it. They gotta do something with him fast because I feel like time's running out at this point. He might want to leave soon. Time's running out. But anyway, that's it for this one, guys. Schedule for the rest of the week. I'll be AEW Double or Nothing on Sunday. For the rest of this week, this Friday I'll be back at my co-host for SmackDown, and then the next day we'll be together once again for Saturday Night Main Event. And that's it for the rest of the week. Thanks for watching. See you next time, and peace.